I am Sophia, and today I'm going to talk about a very important topic. This is the first chapter of Campbell Biology Unit 3 Genetics, Chapter 13, Meiosis and Sexual Life Cycles. So why are family members similar? I'm going to give a little bit of time and then you are going to guess the answer. I'm not going to give any hints. If you need more time, just pause. Okay, so now I'm going to go to the next slide. This slide does not show the answer yet, but it shows a picture of family members. Now I'm going to give a little bit more time, and if you need more, pause. Okay, now I'm going to go to the next slide. So why are family members similar? Because all these family members are very likely to have inherited some of the same genes that reproduced via meiosis and sexual reproduction. We're going to talk about meiosis and sexual reproduction in this video and in this chapter of Campbell. So where is the genetic material? This is very likely review. I'll give a little bit of time, pause if you need more. Okay, I'm advancing. The answer is that the genetic material is, after all, in the nucleus. And this is an image of the nucleus, and this chromatin is the genetic material. So, next question. We have two organisms. This is organism A, and these trees are organism B. How do they reproduce? I'm going to give a little bit of time. If you need more, pause. Okay, I'm going to advance. So, they reproduce via the same medium, asexual reproduction. So, organism A is a hydra that reproduces through budding. You might not know a hydra and the process of budding, but the bud is a localized mass of mitotically dividing cells, and we were talking about mitosis in the previous video, which develops in a small hydra which detaches through a parent. And these images were conducted through microscopy. That's the light microscope. So you might actually not recognize the name of this organism. Neither will you recognize its reproduction medium, so it's fine if you look at the book in this case. The second organism should, at least to some of you, be fairly familiar. These are redwoods, especially for me, which are very common in California. So you might not know the medium of reproduction, and they actually reproduce asexually. Okay, another question. What is the haploid and diploid number of this karyotype? So here you can look at an image of a normal human karyotype. So there are no disabilities, and this individual is a male. But the haploid and diploid number of humans are the same in males and females. It is one constant. Can you determine it? Look at the karyotype, it might help you. You might see a pattern here, and I'm going to give you a little hint right after this time gets out. If you need more, pause. Okay, I'll give you a hint, but not the answer. Look at all the chromosomes except chromosomes X and Y. What do you notice is common with every single chromosome? Something's in common. It is not the size. Okay. So if you needed more time, please pause. to get the answer to the hint question. Okay, the answer to this hint question is that all the chromosomes, except the chromosomes X and Y, are present as pairs. Now I will show the answer to the original question. So, the haploid and diploid number of humans. The haploid number of humans is 23, and the diploid number of humans is 46. But please remember, the haploid and diploid numbers of different species are different. Here's a fun fact. So, in 1955, Johann Tijo defines 46 as the exact number of chromosomes in human cells. Okay, so before we proceed to the next slide, on page 257 in the 11th edition, there is an important figure that we will talk about now. So here we have those red chromosomes are the maternal set of chromosomes. In this organism, the haploid number is 3 and the diploid number is 6. And then we have the sister chromatids of a duplicated chromosome. Here we have two non-sister chromatids in a homologous pair. Here we have a centromere. Here we have a pair of homologous chromosomes, homologs, which are just called homologs, one from each set. Okay. Question, another one. When is a human haploid? When is a human diploid? Pause if you need more time. Okay, I will show a picture that will show the answer and the answer itself. That the answer is a human is haploid during meiosis, and a human is diploid during the rest of the cycle. Oops. Yep, so here we have, this is the process of meiosis, where it becomes haploid. A sperm and an egg combine, and they become one process, that's fertilization, and then it becomes a diploid zygote, which becomes a diploid fetus, which becomes a diploid baby, which becomes a diploid adult. And then my ovaries and a male's testis combine into meiosis because I'm a female. So I took the ovaries and some male's testis, and then the cycle continues. The cycle undergoes a new round. Aha! Another question. You might not know the answer to this. But before we go to this question, there's something very important. There are 3 types of sexual life cycles. So, and that common feature of all 3 cycles is that meiosis and fertilization alternate, and these are key events which contribute to genetic variation among offspring. In animals, the gametes are haploid, and the zygote is diploid, and the organism can only be diploid. In most fungi and some protists, meiosis, the gametes become haploid. The organism that results can be unicellular or multicellular and is haploid. Then they divide via mitosis. This does not require the organism to be diploid. Then the gametes combine, and then it produces one diploid zygote. Then it leaves the diploid stage. So plants and some algae are different. So what it could be is that a diploid multicellular organism can create gametes, and those gametes could grow in a haploid multicellular organism. And then there's another possibility. The gametes combine, they divide via mitosis, not requiring the organism to be diploid, and they create a diploid zygote, and that could become a diploid multicellular organism or a haploid multicellular organism. Okay, here we are going to undergo an overview of meiosis. And the important thing is that we won't talk about the phases yet. And here we have the pair of homologs in interphase, and the chromosomes are duplicated. Then in meiosis 1, the homologous chromosomes are separated, the homologs are separated. And in meiosis 2, the sister chromatids are separated. Okay, let's go to that question. What are the phases of meiosis? I'll give you a little bit of time. If you need more, please pause. Okay, it's time to go to the answer. Okay, before I go to the answer, I'll demonstrate 2 hints. Meiosis has 2 cell divisions, and the phases of mitosis, just a reminder, not meiosis, are prophase, prometaphase, metaphase, anaphase, and telophase. Okay, I'll give a little bit of time. If you need more, please pause again. Okay. Before I give out the answer, I'll give out a very important thing. And with this very important thing and the hints in mind, you could probably guess the phases of meiosis. There is no prometaphase in meiosis. This is extremely important. There is no prometaphase. Okay, a little bit of time. Need more? Please pause. Okay, finally up to the answer. Won't wait forever. The question again, last chance to ask yourself. Okay, the answer. Here are the hints, the important, and the phases of meiosis. And important things. There's one diploid cell that duplicates its chromosomes, and then it becomes a tetraploid. And then what happens is that we go through prophase, and then metaphase, where they line up at the plate. And then we have the anaphase, where the homologs finally separate. And then we finally get telophase, where we get 2 haploid daughter cells, which are diploid. Yay! And then what we get is that we get 2 cells, but they still don't have the sister chromatids. So now we go through another round containing the prophase, and then the nuclei disappear, and then they line up the chromosomes at the metaphase plate, and then they separate again, the sister chromatids, finally. And then what occurs is that we have the 4 haploid daughter cells with 23 chromosomes. Ooh, that was probably a way to get meiosis fun. Woo! What occurs in prophase 1 of meiosis? Something important occurs. I'll give you a little bit of time. Otherwise, just stop. Pause. Okay, last chance. Answer. It's quite bad quality image, so I'll actually open it up in Campbell. The answer is kind of making that prophase fun again. After interphase, they have the chromosomes that are duplicated, and then the sister chromatids all heal together. And then what happens is that we have this little synaptonymal complex, and then we have one homolog and another, and the chromatin gets more and more condensed by this protein called condensin. And then we have the synaptonymal complex, and then it disassembles, and the DNA breaks are closed. And then we have a crossover. And then those are crossed over and held together by chiasmata. Yay! Oops. Oops. Don't look. Didn't error. How are mitosis and meiosis different? Okay, more time. Pause. Okay, some of the answer. Oops, I actually gave out the answer when I shouldn't, so I should have just done one little thing for some reason or another. I'll remove this one and animate this one just as I'll appear on click. Just ignore the situation again. Okay, we have the first thing, kind of poor quality, but we have our chromosome. I'm trying to get this fun again. Trying to make this all the way fun. Then we have the chromosomes in prophase, the duplicate with the diploid cells, and then the metaphase. They line up at the metaphase plate, and then the sister chromatids. They separate during anaphase. Then we have the two diploid daughter cells of mitosis. And then we have the pair of duplicated homologs that are held together by chiasmata and the sister chromatids at cohesion. And then the pairs of homologs line up at the metaphase plate. And then the homologs separate and the cells are haploid. But the sister chromatids are attached at that centromere. And then in anaphase 2, finally we have the separation of little sister chromatids. That's just the beginning of the answer. Next, the difference. The DNA replication occurs during interphase before the mitosis begins, and in meiosis it occurs during interphase before meiosis 1, but not before meiosis 2, because there might not be an interphase. And then there's one division. One is prophase, prometaphase, metaphase, anaphase, telophase. And there's two in meiosis: prophase, metaphase, anaphase, and telophase. And the synapsis of homologous chromosomes, they don't occur in mitosis, but they occur in meiosis. There's crossing over between non-sister chromatids, resulting chiasmata hold pairs together due to sister chromatid cohesion. The daughter cells, there are two, and then they're identical to the parent cell and the same number of chromosomes. And then we have meiosis, where there are four, and each of them are haploid, and they're genetically different from the parent cell and from each other because of the crossing over and synapsis. And then the multicellular animal and fungus or plant, they arise from a single cell. It produces cells for growth and repair, and in some species, asexual reproduction. It produces gametes in the plant gametophyte. In meiosis, it produces gametes or spores, and it reduces the number of chromosomes by half and introduces the genetic variability among the gametes or the spores. Okay, just this is temporary placeholders. Yes, how do chromosome pairs orient themselves at metaphase 1? If you need some more time, then just pause. Next slide, last chance. Answer. Okay, so here we have two equally probable arrangements of chromosomes of metaphase 1. Here we have metaphase 2, and here we have our daughter cells. Combination 1, combination 2, combination 3, and combination 4. Chiasmata, they occur after what? I'll give a little bit of time, and then if you need more time, please pause. Last chance. Here is the answer. There's a paternal chromosome, the DNA replicates. Here's no crossing over. Here's crossing over. Sometimes it doesn't occur. Okay, finally, it's the end of this presentation, and I would like, before I show the image sources, I will just read one little thing. The random nature of fertilization adds to the genetic variation arising from meiosis. In humans, each male and female gamete represents one of about 8/4,000,000 to the 23rd possible chromosome combinations due to independent assortment. The fusion of a male gamete with a female gamete during fertilization will produce a zygote with any of about 70 trillion 2 to the 23rd times another 2 to the 23rd diploid combination. If we factor in the variation brought about by crossing over, the number of possibilities is truly astronomical. You really are unique. Well, 8.6 million is just like tiny, not really a large number, but 70 trillion, the number 70 trillion is more than our current population in the world. It is many, 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 many times bigger than our current population in the world, which is about 7 billion, just as an estimate. Yay! Presentation done. I wanted to show the image sources of here, and then there are the 8, 9, and 10 that are from Campbell. Okay, here are the text sources because I've used this other website for the source of the fun fact. Thank you. Bye.